Welcome back to episode 2. This is episode 2 of Reecast.
Yeah.
I am your host. I'm also brought along my co-host too. My name is Reggie. I am followed alongside by Elijah and Evan.
Hey.
Today we are talking about Parasite. This juggernaut of a movie.
This movie won 3 awards.
4
Four awards.
4 Oscars, but we will talk about that shortly. Can I just say that this is your first and only spoiler warning. We will be talking about everything that it has to offer.
Spoiler alert. Spoiler alert. Please.
We're going to talk about the entire movie.
The entire movie.
Don't listen if you haven't seen the movie.
Go watch the movie.
Please.
Go rent it on Amazon. It's $5.99. You got $6. And if you don't got $6, how can you afford to live? Anyways,
Just take that
Parasite.
out of little Timmy's dinner.
Exactly.
He doesn't need it.
Speaking of poverty, Parasite.
Parasite, exactly. Okay,
Spoilers.
let's go. Parasite came out when? I honestly, hold on. We're just gonna not.
It's a movie that came out last year. Honestly, I don't see why it matters.
I'm mad that I haven't seen
It's
it yet.
nice for background.
October 5th.
Parasite
It didn't even come out last year. It came out in
Parasite
January.
came out October 5th, 2019.
Really? I thought
Yes.
it came out. Oh no, it's when it came out.
It is.
Today
Right.
is January 13th. Nope, February 13th, 2020. So we were watching this after the Oscars.
Yeah.
And as of currently, Parasite at the Oscars won Best Original Screenplay, Best International Film, Best Director, and Best Picture. And it is the first movie that is in a foreign language to win Best Original Screenplay, Best Director, and Best Picture. So you know this is something. Mm-hmm. How do we feel, gentlemen? How do we feel going forward? We have just watched the movie fresh, just before recording this. How do we feel?
I thought it was amazing. Evan?
There's really kind of like no other movie like it.
No.
In a way. Just like the way it's crafted, I feel like, and put together. Like, obviously there's gonna be movies that are similar, but like what it, I feel like in the message it told, like, at least told it in like a way that I haven't
really
seen
enjoyed
before.
Yeah.
Like maybe I got the message already, but like just the way it delivered.
The underlying message of this entire film is just amazingly woven in. Unlike some films that have a message that they beat you over the head with, sort of shoehorned into the entire film, this one, it does it in a way that incorporates it and makes it a very huge plot point, but it also allows it to be a interesting film.
Yeah, it's so natural because everything is like directed to the message. Everything like in the movie has a point, and it's always utilizing everything on the screen, like the sound, like what's going on in the background, what they're saying. It's crazy. It's really articulate.
Also like the way they foreshadow future events. Mm-hmm. It's not like shoehorned in there.
No.
Evan,
It feels really organic.
Evan has seen this movie twice.
I have.
So this is you have a viewpoint on it that we don't have, because this is our first few. Like, was it like some other movies where the second time you watch it and it's just you can tell, you can see what's going to happen?
I think so.
Yeah.
I think also that if I were like a little more observant, they're probably just things I would have noticed the first time. Mm-hmm. But I think there's a lot that I noticed, and I was like, oh, I feel like I understand this movie even deeper now.
That's always nice. It's always nice
to like come back another time and be like, oh.
It's a nice feeling. I recently did that with Us by Jordan Peele, and that was awesome.
I still haven't seen that.
You should.
Yeah.
It's on like Showtime or something. Plot points. What I didn't say how I felt about the movie. I love this movie.
Yeah.
I want to see it. Like, I want to watch it again in maybe like a month and a half or two.
Let it sit
sooner
for a
or later.
while.
I want to let it sit for a little bit, and I want to watch it again, and I want to see if my feelings, like if I feel how I feel right now, changes at all, or if
I agree.
Because watching a movie that's good, like the first run through, it's very easy for me to walk out and be like, this is in my top 5, right?
Yeah.
And then I'll sit on it for like 2 months, and I'm like, that was a good movie. There are some flaws about it.
I have a good feeling about this
But
one.
exactly. Yeah. I feel like soon I'll know if it's where it lies.
You know what was one of the strongest things that this movie had going for it? There were times where the tension was so high, I could literally scream. I was like, I'm gonna leave. This is crazy.
Example, sir?
I think I'm sorry. I have examples in my head, and I'm like, yeah.
Let's go
He's
through it.
got a
Let's just
point.
bounce him off.
Let's go through it. When they fucking, what's it called? When I was like kind of realizing what was happening, I just felt gross. Like, I was like, oh my God, this is terrible. When you realize what is happening, what these people are crafting, and the music was like rising and he was like going through the steps, like, I wasn't like, wow. I was like, oh my God.
This whole movie, oh yeah, go ahead, sorry.
I just wanted to say, could you be like a little more specific?
Do you know what part I'm talking about?
Well, they might not.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
So, I believe it is when the dad finally got to the house, right?
What do you mean?
When they were driving in the car and he was about to the dad was finally hired and he was about to try to get the mother hired.
Okay.
And it revealed just blatantly what their objective was.
Yeah.
It was like,
That's
these
when that
people-
clicked for you?
Yeah, like these people are crafty. They're literally at home. Like it was like they were directing a fucking scene in a movie. They had scripts for what the dad was going to say, and it was working amazingly. And then it just got worse and worse and worse. They kept doing it terrible, more and more terrible things. It was nuts.
I feel like that also like it kind of works in a way that like each character also like prepares their own way.
Yeah.
Because the sister, she didn't prepare at all. She went in and winged it, and I think that like perfectly fits her personality.
You understand though, like
Yeah, and then the dad has to like rehearse himself so he doesn't like go over or like put too much emotion in it, like they were saying in the movie.
As soon as he finished this speech about how he said like my cousin went to like in Illinois school, a school in Illinois, and he was like he has a friend, and I was like listening to it and I was like, okay, where is this going? And then I saw his sister. I was like, okay.
Yeah.
I was like, okay, I know exactly what's going down and I'm here for it, because I feel like sometimes I have an affinity towards unlikable characters. Like there are a good amount of characters that are like some of the worst people that I just enjoy.
Yeah.
Like a good example for me is Walter White in Breaking Bad. That's just like he's just a horrible person. He sells meth, but I think he's really cool. In this movie at the beginning, I was like, oh okay, these guys are about to just be like I thought this was like a movie that was about to be like this is the poor taking back from the rich, you know? And I thought it was like maybe something noble, but then everything just kept happening and stacking, and you could really see how naive the family was, and how everything just fell together, and how much they were just really taking advantage of them. You couldn't root for them anymore.
I mean,
I think I disagree.
Yeah.
Despite seeing that,
the thing about it. Okay, sorry. Go ahead.
I was honestly like completely rooting for them. Like when the couple was sitting on the couch with the phone,
Yeah.
I wanted them to get the phone back, even if it required tackling the people that are.
do you know why? Because they did an excellent job humanizing everybody, especially the family. It's crazy.
Okay, that's a different situation. I mean, I'm talking about with the family in general. When it came to those two families, I was like, okay, this cannot be a way out for
Well,
them.
yeah, but I still think that either way.
After a while, it sort of just shifted my attitude towards every character, because like after they had the fight, after they fought each other to get the phone back and things like that, and then the mother kicked the other housekeeper down the stairs, you saw the conversation between the mom and the daughter about, hey, take this downstairs, go feed them, make sure that they're okay. They care about each other. They feel bad that they had to do what they did. It's just they're both trying to get something out of this family, and they understand even though they fought.
Every party in this movie, like, they all had that vibe. Like, the rich people, we didn't really get like a crazy in-depth look, but it's a family. They care about each other. It's a little more twisted with the dad. but maybe that's one of the themes with like money and such. But every single party you humanize with because they love each other and they show it a lot.
I also like to point out that it feels so real when, big spoiler, I know we already said it, but like, big spoiler, when the dad, they called him Mr. Kim, but I don't know if that was his actual name.
I don't believe so.
But I'll just call him Mr.
Oh, Mr. Kim. Okay, so there's Mr. Kim, Kevin, Jessica. Anyways, continue, sorry.
But like, when Mr. Kim stabs, when he stabs Mr. Park, it feels so real. And like, honestly, it's weird that I completely understand it. And it's kind of scary.
I agree.
Yeah.
The thing,
But
I agree so much. It's because, like, at the beginning of the movie, something happened to Mr. Kim that affected his pride, and he attacked somebody. Do you remember what it was? I know.
Smell.
There was something else before the smell. It was something else about it, like that you could associate with being in the lower class that he was, that hit his pride in a different way, and he lashed out. I forgot what.
He was the most interesting character in the movie.
He really was.
It was like, it's because like the entire time. Wait, did you want to finish that thought?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah, because that's something I want to delve into. Continue.
But basically, like, the whole time you could tell that attacking where his family lies in class, like, hurts him. And the thing about it is, it's never approached directly. It's more or less, it's attacked indirectly, but there's an underlying tone that you can definitely feel. Like, he smells like old radishes, and it smells like that in the subway. And then the rich people are like, I haven't rode in the subway in a year.
Subway.
The mom,
Ugh.
Yeah, right. And you're just
Not
like,
even years.
wow.
You said years.
In years, and like, he heard all of that, and you could tell it killed him while he was under that table.
Kudos to that actor.
Oh my god.
Crazy.
Oh, it makes so much sense.
But like, the movie begins with the pizza boxes, remember?
Yeah, the pizza boxes.
That's where it started. It was like one exact quarter of the boxes were messed up. And it was obviously him. They're all like kind of like looking, or he's like looking around, and they're all like, we kind of know who it was.
Also, the pesticides went straight into those pizza boxes. They were spraying that on.
Yeah, that too.
They fed to all those people.
Yeah, that happens.
Also, I like how later in the movie they were eating at the pizza place they were working for.
Yeah, true, they were.
I didn't notice
That's
that.
pretty cool.
Yeah.
That's cool. I didn't notice that either.
Oh my god, I didn't know.
Remember when he like puts the ketchup packet on the pizza?
Was that?
And then
I don't
they-
think
and
that
then
was
they-
ketchup, sir.
Whatever it was.
Yeah.
It has like a little ketchup icon on it, so I'm like, yeah, it's ketchup.
It was probably some sort of Asian sauce. It's Korean sauce. South Korean sauce, I remember.
I mean, it's still Asian.
Yeah, it is, but I'm just saying, I could be specific now so I don't offend anyone.
So, can we talk about how good this movie looked?
Oh, I have
This movie is
information.
fucking pretty.
I 100% heard that the cinematographer and Bong Joon-ho, the director, they spent like months like researching how light looked in low-class areas and how light looked in high-class areas, so they can set the lighting up perfectly in the sets to make you like that. There's the difference in how it's lit.
I can't argue because the lighting is so perfect that it looks like how I imagine like a perfect house with perfect lighting would look.
Yeah.
And the basement where they live looks exactly like what I would not want to live in.
Yeah.
And it's
like a
the
different
lighting,
world.
the differentiation is incredible.
Yeah. Just the way they like, it was kind of just like the separation of the two worlds. Like, up here is the rich people, and way down here in this creepy hidden basement, people who are suffering and are just okay with it. He's just like, yeah, I've been here 4 years. I haven't seen sunlight, and I get food sometimes.
And when the guy brings up the basement thing, where he's like, you live down here in the basement, like never seeing light or anything?
Yeah.
And he's like, yeah, they're all the same. The basement underground, people live in there. It's like everyone lives in a semi-basement, which is where he lives. And I'm just like, you're just like him, man. And then he's sitting there hitting the
button with
dots, just like he was at the end, doing the Morse code, sending the message.
Yeah.
And he doesn't even know that message is going to get out there. For all he knows, nobody could see it.
It's holding on to hope.
And he did that for many years.
till he bled. What are you looking at, Reggie?
I am looking. So so according to IndieWire, Bong Joon-ho says that they repeatedly tested the sunlight in each location for where they were shooting to see how sunlight affected lower class areas. He said that it is very obvious in the lower class areas that there's very little sunlight in the semi-basement houses. There's only there for a certain amount of time. That's why the cinematographer he put in specific lights that were used in low class areas, and they turn them on during the daytime because they don't have very much. It's day out, but they can't really see.
Yeah.
They went into so much depth for this, and I think it translates really well once you know this sort of stuff.
I mean, it paid off really well.
This makes me want to watch his other movie, Snowpiercer.
Snowpiercer.
He made Snowpiercer.
I heard about that, but
It's
I didn't see
on the
anything
list.
about it. I'm really glad that I knew nothing about this movie.
Me
Absolutely
neither.
nothing.
I went into it completely blind, and I love it. The only thing I knew about it going into it is that it won 4 Oscars. And then I was like, okay, that is a hype for me. This is the one time something's hyped me up this much.
When I first watched it, I legitimately thought it was gonna turn into a zombie movie.
Yeah.
Really?
I just totally thought it was gonna, because I heard there was a twist, and I'm like, Parasite zombie movie.
Nah. It's funny, once everything started to twist, I was like, Parasite! Ah.
The human parasite. The parasite of low class.
Yeah.
Wow.
With the parasite that is greed. Bum bum bum.
I'm pretty sure
I think it's 100% how the mentality that I think it's a metaphor that the mentality that you can develop when you are in the complete slums.
Yeah.
I think that's what I don't know if it's about greed, but it's also more so about living in that area and just doing whatever you can to do better for your family.
Yeah.
It also kind of says the opposite in contrast too.
Yeah.
That these people, they're
up.
parasites.
Yeah, exactly.
But this would only work if they were really good at their job. And they are really good at what they do.
They are so smart, every single one of them.
Yeah.
It's why at no time sometimes it felt like this can't happen. This can't go down. They very much set up a great dichotomy about how even though the rich they were rich, they had everything, they were not smart enough to beat them who are at a lower class of them. It's parallel. They're smarter. The lower class is smarter.
Yeah. They're crafty as hell.
This movie
It's really just messed up how they just abused the mother's, just simpleness, as they put it in the beginning.
Oh yeah.
They were just riding that wave.
I'm surprised that, I guess, never mind, the driver did use the wife to get fired, or to get the housekeeper fired. But then he talked to the dad to get the mom hired.
Yeah.
They got
It's a little confusing.
The son got in and he's like, I'm about to get to work.
as soon as he got in there,
He had that look on his face.
My question is, how did he get all that money?
What do you mean?
He's like, I'm gonna get a lot of money.
I don't think that happened.
You don't think so?
I think that was 100% the dreams of a man.
I don't think so either, but it's ambiguous.
You have no idea.
Yeah.
But I think that was just the dreams of a man who has fallen back down.
You're
Who's
right.
like, I'm coming to see you again.
Yeah.
And I
No,
kind
you're absolutely right.
the thing about it is, and the whole grand scheme of the movie, that whether it's real or not doesn't matter.
Mm-hmm.
And it's weird how I feel about those sorts of movies.
Yeah.
It's wild because it's the same thing with Inception. I keep bringing this to other movies, but there's no way you can't connect it when something's just match up.
It could end like that.
Should we get into the technical aspect of the movie?
Yes.
I feel like let's go. Let's move.
So
Start us off.
it looks very nice.
Oh yes.
Yes.
Weren't we just talking technical aspects, talking about lighting?
Yeah, but we gotta know how the movie looks.
Okay.
Lighting is cool and all, but come on.
Okay. Let's see. How do we feel about some of the shots that they'd had?
Some of them are wild, but I really can't go into depth about
There's
the
a-
ones I want to talk about.
Why not?
I'm just bad at it.
Take the time
No,
to think.
I'm yeah, all right, for
Take the
sure.
time to think about it, and we'll
I
talk.
like I know like a simple one when they're like running down the basement for the first time.
Yeah.
And like you hear the yelling for her husband.
Mm-hmm.
And then just the camera's like going down and like deeper and further, and like they run out of frame for a second. You're like, what happened? And then it turns to the corner and you can just see them like running through, and it's like,
yeah.
There's a lot of like cool moments just on those stairs.
Yeah. A whole lot.
A lot happens on those stairs. I feel like one thing I need to rewatch. That I feel like I'll understand when I rewatch it is Kevin. His connection to the rock that he got.
Yeah.
I know there's something there. It's very obvious that there's something there. I just can't piece it together. Does anyone have an idea?
I mean,
it's metaphorical.
I have a little bit of one, but like
it's so metaphorical.
Are we gonna talk the technicalities now, or do we still want to talk like metaphors? Because I could talk about metaphors for sure.
I mean,
we were talking about the technical stuff.
Okay.
Right?
It doesn't. I mean,
can we talk about the
we're
sound?
Here. Might as well
of the
talk
movie?
about it.
We can talk. Yeah, we can talk about sound. We can talk about something that connected to you personally, and we can go down the line.
Something that connected to me personally, or just something that I
like
noticed?
something technical that connected that you noticed and was like, damn, that's good, or damn, that's
The sound in this movie is really good. They have just this one, just little hum in the backgrounds. It's like, it really just ensues that something is wrong right now, and they'd use it in like just the most subtle moments. Just what was the dad's name again? Was that Mr.
Kim? Mr. Kim.
Yeah. Mr. Kim was just carrying groceries, and he was just staring off, and that little hum was in the background. Like, there's something in that man's mind, and it is not good. And the music, there was one music part that was, I think, is also with the dad. Did you notice that annoying pop music that just did not stop? It kept going through different scenes. I'm not sure if it was something from outside, but the thing was, it faded away at one point, so I'm pretty sure
Wasn't that all when they were in the grocery store? When it was just the dad doing things with the mom, wasn't it?
Oh yeah, but it started when they were in the car.
It was all of the errands that the dad ran with the mom, because that was right after the flood happened.
Yes.
The flood happened. Mm-hmm. Oh, I could talk about
the flood. The flood was super. So could I.
Okay.
But
continue.
Where were we? I was talking about just the sound of it.
And
it started in the car, and it followed him all the way back home. And it was a long time for that music to keep going, but I think it was just there to put you in the mind of Mr. Kim even further, because he's losing his shit. But we don't know. He's trying to hide it.
I think this is also a movie where silence speaks volumes.
Oh yeah.
Oh my god.
The very second to last shot, where it's the dad walking up the stairs, and he walks out into the yard, and there's no volume. Like, you can't hear anything.
Yeah.
I'm just like sitting there, and I can hear my own thoughts, but it's like, I'm just like, it's so quiet that it's hard to.
No, I see what you mean.
The movie's tense the whole time. It's like it at one point, as soon as the plan is full swing in motion and all of them have moved in, and as soon as the door rings and it's the old housekeeper, the tension starts there.
Boom. Yeah.
Boom. That's where then it doesn't
exactly,
let go. And then it does not let go of you. It grabs you by the neck.
It's just because they had that one little tender moment.
The old guy in the basement wrapped the steel around the kid's neck.
Oh yeah, that's a good point. Oof.
That was crazy.
That was fucking wild.
They all got
dude.
fucked up. We'll talk about the ending later, but like,
I definitely think some of my favorite scenes are the long shots. The long shots in that movie are just they connect every time. Some of the eavesdropping scenes.
Oh yeah.
Those are so good too, because like it's always it can start off close, like when Jessica was talking to the mom. And she was telling him about Dasong's seeing a ghost, seeing the old man, seeing that shot of all of that information happening, and then the camera pulls back all the way, and you can see the daughter just right there listening to the whole thing, and then it's like What came of that?
It was really nice when they had the cake on the ground, like remembering the memory.
Oh yeah, the cake was just there, and the
Yeah.
refrigerator just opened by itself. That was cool.
It was a very nice transition to like a flashback or whatever you call it. I mean, basically it was.
That's a
It was a
flashback.
spooky flashback.
It was a spooky flashback.
Just a guy staring there.
And the thing about it is, this is right as the husband is telling. Who is he telling about this? He was telling this story to someone. Kevin. It was Kevin. He was telling it to Kevin. And he was telling him this story about how he talked to Da Song. He said he was a scout, and then he started telling him the whole thing, and it just matched up perfectly. So many parallels in this movie. What is yours, Evan?
My shot?
Yeah, like some technical aspect that you enjoyed a lot.
I have a
have to be a
shot,
shot.
that like I kind of like don't remember the last part of it. Like it's slipping my mind, but like it's when the man in the basement walks up like and grabs the knife, and like it's like the camera like moves. Like I guess that's a dolly shot. Like I don't know what the term is, but like the camera just follows him and then like perfectly frames the whole like counter in the frame, and then you just see like the knives and like the box, like it's like a different color from everything else and it's sticking out, and it's like literally like the knives are pointing towards him for him to grab, and then he goes and grabs them, and I just like
No, it's a cool
that's a shot that sticks out to me. I really like that shot.
That shot is cool. Can I say that, like, you knew what he was there for after he killed the kid, but also when he walked up, you realize that guy has been down there for like days without food. So like he looks around like he's going to grab food first or something like that, and then he grabs the knife. I mean, like, you know he's going to go kill somebody, but it's also like that whole thing, and like maybe it's in the back of his head, like, oh damn, I'm hungry, but like I got stuff to do first.
Gotta get to
Really
business.
go for a snack right
I
now.
gotta get to business.
You know what's something I want to talk about?
What's that?
Stairs.
I mean, they're pretty cool, I guess. I don't really like walking up them. They hurt my knees.
This movie used stairs and just elevation in a really cool way. Because if you didn't notice, you know, the people at the bottom were at the bottom. Yeah, and the people at the top were at the top. When we first are introduced to the house of the rich people, we're following them up. And it's like, ta-da, look how fucking perfect this place is. And there are just many times. Just one more thing. Remember when Kevin, he was standing there during the flood?
Okay. Never mind.
And he looked down and he's on the stairs and the water was running down. There's also a metaphor in the water, but we'll talk about that later.
Dude.
And I'm sorry, but also there's the shot when they like first get out of there. It's the like super wide shot, and then it's them, and it's like a huge drop, and there's a staircase going down.
Yeah.
And they all start running down the staircase. This is right after they escape from the house. And it's like the first thing they do.
Whenever tensions rise, they go down.
I like the thing, like that's amazing. That staircase, like that staircases.
I feel like it's a metaphor for like delving into your greed.
Or it could just be a metaphor going between the
But
classes.
it was that too, but
Go
it's
up
also
to the high class and go back down when you go home.
Yeah, but it's like whenever they were doing something like messed up, or when they had done something messed up, they went down.
This is also true.
I have a connection to what you said about. It's another metaphor, I guess, kind of. It's really just one of. It's like I guess maybe you can call. I don't know if it's a film trope, but like you can tell what's going on. It's when Kevin first gets the job and he's in the new area. Every shot that showed him when he first showed up, he was small and in the corner, and his settings surrounding him were huge. He was the smallest thing in frame in this new world where everything is rich. He was the smallest thing, and everything else was just big and surrounding him and new. And it just, he hadn't experienced that before. Do we think that, I think maybe that like, was that the first time that he was like, all right, maybe I can have this. Maybe I can do something with this. Or do you think that it happened inside?
I don't think it was maybe I could have this. It was I don't belong here. Like
okay.
this isn't where I should be.
That also parallels what he said near the end.
Yeah,
When
exactly.
he asks
I don't know.
the girl.
The girl.
The girl.
The girl he has a thing with. So do I belong here? She's
like,
she goes, "Bleh." And he knows. He's like, damn,
No, he doesn't.
I don't. He's like, because I'm poor. He's like the one person that's like really openly like bothered by where he is, and that's all reflected by the rock. Also, did the rock float? Okay,
No,
I was
sunk.
wondering how he found it in the water. Did he just go in there and
He had
lift
it.
up?
It was I have no idea. Like, did he just reach
he
into
was,
the water
he was,
and
he
pick it
reached,
up?
it was a transition from something, but he was looking, the camera was, it was a shot of the rock in the water, and you saw his hands come and pick it up and pull it out, and then he was looking at it.
Yeah. So he picked it up. I thought it was like there, and he's like, because I thought that'd make a lot of sense. Like the rich thing,
Yeah.
just being above. I don't know.
No, he found that. It was in the bottom.
We cannot bend the laws of physics to make our metaphors
Rocks.
land.
Rocks do not float. Have you ever skipped a rock, Elijah? When it bounces off, eventually it goes in.
Especially a rock that big.
But, dude, come on now.
You know how strong you have to be to get that thing to skip?
That guy must have been like very ripped, because like that rock must have been like heavy, like
Maybe.
I'm talking like Mount
When
Everest.
he did pick it up, he wobbled and like stumbled a bit.
And the dad was
He
like,
really-
wait, no.
He also was clinging on to it.
He hugged it.
Yeah, he was getting buff for it. But at the end of the movie, he's just cool with it.
No, he let that. He
could
put
throw
it.
it around.
He let it. Where did he put it? He let
Put
it
it
go.
in a river?
Also, can I say that's the thing that also gave him the complete brain injury? The thing that
Yeah.
got him
Oh,
in that
yeah.
place is the thing that messed him up.
Yes.
Fucked him up.
He was like, it's calling me. And then they're like, no.
I mean,
thought
yeah,
It's killing you.
I was like, I really expected to be like way more graphic. Like his head's gonna fucking explode.
Yeah, I thought he was just done for, honestly.
Yeah, I thought everyone was done for a second, but then like towards the end, I feel like everyone's gonna be okay except for the daughter.
Jessica.
The only one who
Bro.
fit in.
Yeah.
That's wild.
God. Big
Oh
brain.
my god. Oh my god. Oh,
Everything in
it's
this
so-
movie makes sense. It's crazy.
It's so weird. She is the only one that fit in. And the thing about it, wait a second. Okay, so I don't know what happened to the daughter of Mr. Park, but Mr. Park died. Da Song saw the ghost, which was the man who, the husband of the caretaker, and he fainted. Then the mom also fainted.
Did she?
She
I don't
did.
remember.
She fainted too.
Oh.
So it's like, it's not confirmed that they're dead, but the thing about it is, I don't know what happened to the daughter, but the dad died,
We don't
the
know what
kid
happened to
is
the
dead because they said there's 15 minutes to get that kid
Yeah.
attention, otherwise he'll die or it's fatal, and it happened. I don't think he got that 15
I
minutes.
have this weird feeling like there's like a loop theme going with that house. Like if he goes into that house as a rich man, it'll happen again. Like, I can't think of any clues towards it, but I just have a feeling that it's there.
I don't know. I just don't even think that like the loop feature does it. I don't think it, the whole whether or not if he gets there or not, I don't think that it's going to even, I don't think we're going to figure out whether or not he gets there.
Yeah.
And I don't think that even the possibility of it could happening again. Okay, so your loop thing might have more credit. I'm not going to lie.
Okay.
I may have dismissed it too soon. Thankfully, I have people who think of things for me. The loop is, in a sense, that the caretaker, the housekeeper, was there across the generations of who lived the house. The original architect, Nam Goon, built the home, and she was the housekeeper for it. And then he left, and the new parents came in. When he left, the housekeeper brought her husband down there because the mafia was looking for him, and they owed debt, so they were poor.
Oh, okay.
All of that, then the new family came in, and they moved everything out.
Yeah.
And that's more people who were poor who came in they came in to feed off of rich. And if he got rich again, maybe it would happen.
And also the father being down there.
The dad is down there now, yeah.
And
so he's still leaching off rich. That
and
is
the
another.
the mother was the fake caregiver, like the housemaid.
And then
Is she still the fake? She's not still the housekeeper.
No, but she was.
She was, yeah.
also, if you consider that maybe the son does make his way and buy the house,
Yeah.
it's like he ends the cycle.
No, he probably is just starting another
I don't
one.
think so because
Oh,
he's not
because-
necessarily rich. He just got enough to buy the house. And I think he kind of like ended the cycle there.
I think that's sort of enough. I think buying that house demonstrates that he
lot of
did
money.
made it. He
Yeah.
made it. He made it to that
And
rich state.
that's what he said,
But
too.
the thing about it is also he went through such a drastic. What he went through drastically at the end of that movie. It's like at the end of the movie, he realized that what he was doing, he couldn't do it anymore. He was
Yeah.
done. He couldn't do it anymore. So
more
he was
craftiness.
going. I don't know what he was going to do downstairs with that rock, but I think it was after. Maybe he was going to kill that man. Who knows?
Probably not. Wait,
But it doesn't matter.
Dead.
No, I'm talking about the caretaker. I'm talking about when he had the rock. When he was laying. When he asked the girlfriend that he had, "What am I doing here?" It's like, "Do I belong here?"
Yeah.
And then after all of it, I think just because of the end of the movie and the losing of his sister and his dad committed murder and they went to jail for it, I think he just wants to be around his family again. I don't think but who knows? Oh man.
I'm a little lost. I won't lie. But I won't question it.
I think you have a very good point.
Oh sweet. Someone yes.
Yeah, I
okay,
didn't get
cool.
it. I'm just saying I didn't
someone
get
got
it.
it.
I think it's hard to say what he was going to go down there to do.
Okay.
So, am I disagreeing with you then?
No, I mean I said that there's a lot of things there's a lot of aspects of this movie that is left ambiguous, but the thing about it is it's one of those things that could flip the theme either way.
I feel like I might feel like that now, but there might be even more.
There might be more if I watch it again, you know.
Because a lot of things, like are not left untied. Like a lot of themes, a lot of ideals, yada yada yada.
Oh, sorry.
Like a really cool foreshadowing moment is when the dad of Mr. Park talks about how the housekeeper ate enough for 2 people.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
That was like a really smooth foreshadowing moment.
Oh.
Cause like he's just talking. It just.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
She had a lot of food.
It doesn't feel like a foreshadow. Like something's gonna happen because he said that.
Yeah.
It feels like he's straight up just talking about her.
Yeah.
Especially because of the way he like critically like analyzes people to like see if
does.
they're useful, you know? Because he's like Mr. Kim. He never crosses the line, but that smell that crosses the line. Like he's super analytical of people, and everyone has one thing that he can't stand, and that the eating, the food. That was the one thing.
Yeah.
And it's really like
And the
it
smell.
foreshadows.
And that was another thing
It
ab-
enforces his character, and we like. I think it's such smooth usage of like dialogue.
That is
is.
very good. That is a very good moment, honestly. Thank you for letting. I didn't even realize that.
No, it's crazy.
I had something I was going to say, and I got lost in what you said because it made so much sense that I forgot.
Another, this isn't foreshadowing or dialogue or anything, but like when the housemaid gets fired and the mom comes in and she immediately brings peaches in.
Oh
Yeah, I saw it.
Yeah, and then it's like, hey, I'm better than your last housekeeper. You couldn't eat peaches.
I
now
have
you
peaches
can.
now. Yeah.
Like they take everything into account.
When they fought, when the families just clashed, that entire sequence was really good, like beforehand. But like when they fought and like the daughter Jessica went into the fridge and got the peaches, I was just like, oh my god! It
Yeah.
just slowly just got worse and worse.
They were just fighting for life at that moment in time, dude. Because,
And then they snapped out of it because their keepers were calling.
can I say I remembered what I was gonna say? The theme, I don't know. Maybe it's one of those situations where like director's like, yeah, I meant to do that, but also who knows? I think he definitely maybe. There's a lot of themes in this movie that go unsolved. But the thing about it is, how you look at them can
make no sense.
It can be looked at from either side. Some may say that if you look at it in a sense that like, you know, when Kevin went downstairs, we had the rock. He was going to see the man that was downstairs, you know? He was going down there, he dropped it.
Yeah.
It is ambiguous to know what he does because he drops it down the stairs. Was he going to, like, if you look at it from I'm putting it on a blanket state. I'm putting a blanket
was he
statement.
gonna kill them?
But it's like if you're upper class, you're looking at it like the rich scum, like the poor scum. He's going to go down there and kill him. He was going to go down there and kill him. And if you're looking at it from bottom class up, maybe he was going down there to give it to him, or maybe he was going down there to do some sort of peace offering. Because it seems like all of the family snapped into like. It's not even savage mode. It's just like I'm trying to help you, except for the husband because like they killed his wife.
Yeah.
Accidentally, but they killed his wife. And like that's just, I think maybe there's a lot of situations in that where you can look at it from either spectrum.
Can we talk about how he just buried the wife in the backyard?
Do you think
He just went up there and just like, well, get to work, and then just buried her there. I mean, where else is he gonna do it?
He gave her what she wanted.
Yeah, I just thought it was kind of funny.
I don't know if it was. I mean, he said it was a proper send off, so you can show that he was like.
But he was kind of like I don't know. Yeah, this is probably what they wanted.
I definitely think that. I mean, I think I feel like it's different there to like. I feel like it's an ultimate sign of respect to have someone be dead next to you, and you can like leave it, or you can burn the body, you can desecrate it in some way, and he gave her a proper burial.
Yeah.
Regardless of where it was, he gave her a proper burial, and I think that means that there was a commonality that he saw, and there was respect, I guess, there.
And also, it was the housemaid that was there for forever. Like, it makes sense.
Mm-hmm. And she stayed there.
To where she died.
Oh my god. Oh man,
I'm gonna watch this movie again.
I want to say, I think the ending was really good, but they also totally could have just ended it when he walked out into the yard. But then I guess it leaves that ambiguity there for like what actually happens. But I still think it would have been a really good ending.
I thought they were going to end it when I didn't think they were going to end it like with just that, because I feel like that would have been taken as a concrete ending, you know. I think they probably would have. A good place I thought would have been to end it was to show him. Actually, wasn't that the ending? Was the ending that they showed him going back and hugging his father? And it went
the ending is he's just sitting at the table writing the letter.
Oh, okay.
Or like reading it.
Okay, I thought it was going to end when that like little daydream or what maybe it was the future ended, and it was just him sitting there. I thought that's when it was going to end, because it's like maybe did it happen?
The reason I want to say it did happen is because he has like a determined look on his face.
That's true.
He doesn't just look like he's like lost in a dream. He looks like he wants to actually do it.
I'm gonna see you again, Dad. Oh, we never talked about the flood. Should we just?
I mean, we can.
I'll do the finale.
Poo-poo water. Lots of poo-poo. And pee-pee.
They were literally.
There was no party planning in this movie.
Think about how it started. Think about how the flood started. It was like once their plan had finally come to fruition, and they had left to go camping. They started They're in the house, and they were just, leeching off of them. They were just eating their food, drinking their alcohol, and slowly the rain clouds came back, and it was when the daughter started talking about who cares about the driver? Think about us, Dad. Think about us. And then the lightning struck, and the rain got heavier, and they as they got deeper into we need to do what we have to do. Who cares about other people? The rain got more and more intense, and that's what started the flood that wiped away everything.
That's true. When they went back to where their roots were, all of the shit that they had, not even that they had, all of the shit that they had gone through, literally and metaphorically, it was just out in the open, and they were there to sit through it. They had to sit through all of it. That's why Jessica just sat on top of the toilet and she smoked her cigarettes. He was standing there looking at the rock. They were all, she's so interesting. They were all just sitting there in what they did, literally. And then it was right back to it the next day with that annoying pop music.
Yeah.
It was right back to it, doing what they had to do. Hey, can you come to the gathering? Like go grocery shopping, run all of these errands. It was just right back to it again anyways.
I wish we had more time. So, this movie's ending is crazy. It's a rampage. And does that like connect in Henry with the sense? Remember when Henry almost went out in the beginning with the rock to fend off that one guy who was peeing?
Yeah.
And then
Henry?
Kevin, what the fuck? I have no idea. But like Kevin slowly was hinting that Kevin was slowly going on a rampage with that rock. So he might have killed the people in the basement, but after he failed to do so, the other guy did and killed Kevin with the rock.
Kevin is alive.
I mean, yeah, but almost beat him to bash his brains in. Yeah, that's a better way to put it. Bash his brains in with the rock, and then went out to the yard to kill the daughter.
I still can't get over the fact about how you said earlier, the only one that really fit in died.
Yeah.
The only one that really fit in was the only one that died. And then all of the other people that fit in, you don't know completely, but it's implied that they died too.
Yeah.
And they ain't there. That's for sure.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. The daughter was like hinted to be like them like from the start. They're like, she's pretty, right? Like she's a pretty girl.
Yeah.
she comes into this house and she's
ordering
demanding
around the mom.
Yeah, they even said like it's like she acts like it's her own house.
Oh yeah, that's true.
And she was throughout the entire movie. She's the one that didn't care. She's smoking in like study hall or something, and she's always like whatever about everything.
Yeah, and to further that it's like her own house, she's like, as soon as they come up with the idea to like send in the housekeeper, that's not the mom. Send in the housekeeper. Well, she's already down in the dining room or the kitchen. Like it's like she owns the house.
Yeah.
You know, like she just goes where she wants.
Yeah.
And I think she very much she kind of fits in both settings, but definitely like, because like she's fine with where she is. She's the only one that like doesn't really express, like she obviously would rather not be poor.
Yeah.
But like she doesn't really express distaste with where she is. She's just kind of like going day by day too.
Yeah.
That's true. Wow. Well, and then the thing about it is then it switches, and then you can very much see that she doesn't want to be poor with the whole, it's about us.
It's about us.
Yeah. We're in a bum situation. I guess like she wanted to be wealthy, but she probably just lived by her father's philosophy. Because none of it really matters. Like, who cares if this happens? Blah 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 blah.
I think that happened after when all they went through. I don't know if he had that philosophy because he was a part of their plan too. That philosophy of nothing matters came after the whole flood situation, and it ruined everything. That's when he was like, all right, yeah.
You think?
No plan matters. He never got to express that to her. Well, I think she probably heard it, but that was after. No, they were asleep.
Yeah.
It was only between him and Kevin. So I think that it was just a situation where she was in it. And then she became a part of the game, so much so, and then she got a taste of what all that happened. And then when she said that it's about us, and the lightning struck, they're like, look at her with her voice. She's bringing out the lightning. We should be like scared of her.
Yeah.
Or something like it was similar.
What about the mom?
I don't know. That's like the one character that like I really can't like give anything like deep about.
She kind of throws me for a loop the entire movie because at first I thought she was the one that didn't fold the boxes correctly. Because she's kind of the one that's a bit mean, you know?
Oh, yeah.
And she's only really cares about, like, her. Like, in the beginning, she's like, I would rather you brought food instead of a rock.
Oh, yeah.
You know? But then later throughout the movie, you realize how capable she is.
Mm-hmm.
And she, like, works really well under pressure. She prepared a meal she didn't even know in 8 minutes, and that cleaned up that whole mess.
Yeah.
And...
Damn, that was 8 minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She does very well under pressure, and it definitely flopped my decision on who messed up the boxes, because I was like, it wasn't her. Also, like, the moment where she's like, at first it's like she cornered the girl in the basement, the old housekeeper, and she's like, don't call me sis, I'm calling the police.
Yeah.
And then the family falls down, and then she immediately starts calling the old housekeeper sis.
Yeah.
And it's like a complete 180.
Yeah, she's like, fuck you.
Just overall, all the characters are very nuanced. And like, it's a very broad statement.
Yeah.
But it's true. Like everything they say and their beliefs are all like mimicked in their actions. You can tell like just by like I feel like
they do.
Yeah, just like the way they move. Honestly, like you could tell who it is.
Yeah.
You know.
No, you're really right.
I recommend that all who are able-bodied can see. Well, and then even if you can't see,
listen.
Audio descriptors. Fucking, if you can't see, there's subtitles, so you'll be fine.
What?
Go out and watch this movie.
Or stay inside and watch this movie.
Or stay inside and watch this movie. That is also a good idea.
Yeah.
Rent it.
It's really good.
Buy it. I suggest, honestly, I would buy this movie.
Watch it alone in
I
a
would
dark
watch
room
it.
with no windows.
Exactly.
Go fucking mad.
And then just experience it. It's one of those things where it's just like if it's not in theaters anymore, you should try and to watch it in a situation where it's this little distract. Well,
honestly, I feel like I'd enjoy it more at home than watching it in theaters.
Yeah.
If I'm gonna be 100% honest.
I did enjoy that.
I was so
a lot.
enticed the entire time. I was like, I just want to focus on this movie.
That's
I don't want to hear some.
Should we drop numbers
like,
on this movie right now?
I don't like numbers.
You don't?
I don't like numbers. It's too like like I feel like they don't really mean anything. I'd rather express how I feel with the
Just saying.
composition.
10 out of 10.
Yeah, I was gonna say
sweet.
10. For me, it's a 10.
I love the movie. I think it's a phenomenal movie.
It's a 10.
And the thing about it is, if I had seen it in 2019, it probably would have been my favorite movie of 2019.
I mean, it's the best of 2019.
It is. That's true. It is. It literally did win an award for it. And it was.
And it was in 2019.
Can I point out also that a movie that won 4 Oscars also has no nominations for Best Acting?
Really?
Are you kidding me?
The dad was crazy. He's really
I
good.
feel like
I
We
don't
can talk about that more, but
I feel like it's because acting is like your favorite actor has to be up there. It can't be some guy that you
That's
don't know.
not
It's
that's,
stupid.
No, that's
No, I'm
that's-
saying
yeah.
I'm
Like,
not
that's how
saying
it
that's
is.
how it should be. I'm saying that's how it is.
No, you're
Hopefully
right.
it'll change because like who knew this was like people? It's possible, but like who?
There's some outstanding performances in this movie.
And
Everything was
It
outstanding.
got nominated for Best Film Editing, Best Production Design, and then and then the rest that they won. So they were nominated for 6 Oscars. They won 4, which is pretty great odds.
Yeah.
But you would think that like the actors who had something to do with the whole situation
Big time.
would be put up there. But it's like
Fuck yes.
Leonardo DiCaprio. And well, I have no problems with him, but it's just like
You only got the
we
one.
see the same people. And I'm not saying that they don't turn out great performances. Leonardo DiCaprio is a fantastic actor. But it's just like we
Expand
know
your horizons.
there's no way that
They're all like American.
they're
and
all there's no way that every time the best performances are only cranked out by Americans.
Yeah.
No way. And that's how I feel.
just top dog.
Maybe that's how I feel.
No. No.
That's my closing statement.
Yeah.
Does anyone else have a closing statement?
This movie, my top 5. That's how I'm feeling right now. That's it.
It's easily like my favorite movie. I think.
Really.
Like watching it twice.
I mean, watch it
was-
again. If I watch it again,
It was
maybe.
insane. I like watching it again. Did nothing but make me enjoy the movie more.
It's something else. Watch Parasite.
Thank you for listening.